things up with Hot Pick. Here it goes. The winning Hot Pick number 6. Congratulations to all Hot Pick winners. Again, the winning Hot Pick number is 6. The Hot Pick Mega Ball is here to stay. Remember, for every $10 bet, you win an additional $300 for a Hot Pick when the Mega Ball is selected. Stay tuned. One Mega Ball draw will be done for both Hot Pick and Cash Pot. Yeah, so nice. Cash Pot, bigger pot, even bigger. Over $2.2 billion has been won in just 2 weeks. Players can now win $305 for every $10 winning Cash Pot bet, so catch it while it lasts. Let's get ready to play our Cash Pot game for Wednesday, March 10, 2021. Now you live to play it, but can you win it? Get ready to be a big Cash Pot winner. Let's see what the winning Cash Pot number will be. Here it comes. Tonight's winning Cash Pot number is 13. Congratulations to all Cash Pot winners. Again, the winning Cash Pot number is 13. It's now time for some mega winnings. Good luck. Get your tickets out. Here it comes. What will it be tonight? A white ball has been selected. Go mega 6 times per day for more chances to win big. Again, the winning Cash Pot number is 13. The lucky mark is police. And the white ball was selected for both Cash Pot and Hot Pick. And now, for a chance to win the Lotto jackpot of $70 million, here are tonight's winning Lotto numbers. Good luck. Here they come. The first Lotto number for tonight is number 27. The second Lotto number is number 7. Now remember, if you don't have a ticket, you don't stand a chance. The third Lotto number is 20. What will the fourth Lotto number be? It's coming down. It's number 25. And remember, the Lotto jackpot for tonight is $70 million. Have your tickets out. The fifth Lotto number is 12. The sixth Lotto number is number 37. And here comes the bonus ball number. What will it be? It's number 10. I hope you became $70 million richer tonight. Now let's take a look at tonight's winning numbers. Thank you so much for playing all of today's games. Please come back tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. for more games you love to play. I'm Peter Gay. Have a supreme night.
Hope you were a big winner. Play your favorite Supreme Ventures games every day and tune in for our live draw 6 times a day at 8:30 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8:25 p.m. on this station. Supreme Ventures, making winners every day.
Okay, that was the evening top draw. Lucky $5, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4. Lotto hot pick and cash pot draws. Congratulations to all of today's winners.
I wonder why.
The time brought to you by IRI FM is
8:32. And this is how we say so long to you, leaving you with our junior Reid, the one you call the Jet Dance. And of course, he'll be inside the buzz tonight, yes? Coming up in a short while. See you next week, Monday night at 11. We do it again.
Jet. Turbulence. Cruise control. Jumper jet. Fighter jet. Circle the world. Cups up. See the anthem, cups up. Jet lag. Touch in a jungle, the whole place a jet. Touch a firehouse and the whole place a jet. Ready to the jet, this baby a jet. Baby in a jet, money box a jet. 100 come on and park in a jet. Juice and Samakan, Mavali a jet. Retreat a jet, Grand Spin a jet. When me look, to see the whole place a jet. I wonder why.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Entertainment Buzz.
Hear me told ya.
Yo. What them say? Up to the buzz. We don't know. The buzz.
You know how we roll.
This is the entertainment buzz.
Further on in the buzz.
That is why they part of things. Let them searching and searching. Like gorgeous on the clip them away.
What we gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
Sky, are you? All the respect and ice up. Like a flag. Hear me now. It's about it. Dig it way.
Entertainment buzz are the real thing, man. Sight.
And now, our feature presentation.
Yes, sir. We want to say a very special welcome to the EBUZZ. I'm DJ Bones.
And I'm Kishima Francis. I want to say welcome to our listeners locally, internationally, all over the world. It is the EBUZZ, and it promises to be a fantastic night as per usual.
Yes, I tell you, it's all going to be a one blood night tonight. And of course, if you cannot read, you need to learn to read. We want to say a special good night to everyone who's locked on right now. I want to say a special welcome to everyone. Follow us on our social media pages, Instagram, IRIFM_JA, Twitter, IRI_FM, or just join us on Facebook at IRIFM, just like that. So what's going on with it?
Just like that.
What's popping? What's popping?
Well, you know, so many things happened this week. I mean, the COVID-19 vaccines are in Jamaica. Healthcare workers are already taken the vaccine. Prince Charles is also in the news, and Meghan Markle. Bunny Wailer's children have come forward. So many things to talk about. Where do you want to start? Let's start with COVID.
I was thinking, COVID. Yeah, you're right. So Jamaica has...
I know you said that once the vaccine gets here, automatically you want to be at the front of the line, and you're definitely going to get it.
I don't even want to be at the front of the line. I want to be the one distributing it. That's how bad it is. Meaning, so Jamaica has received its first delivery of vaccines to fight the spread of the coronavirus. Mm-hmm. And of course, the 50,000 doses of vaccines donated by the government of India arrived on Monday, March 8th at the Norman Manley International Airport. And of course, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, accepted the vaccines from the Indian High Commissioner to Jamaica, His Excellency, it's a Rungsung Masakai. I hope I got it right. Rungsung Masakui. So I tell you, we're looking forward. We realize that some schedules have been put out already, and of course, for people to go and get their COVID. Of course, the health or the frontline workers are the first in line, and then of course the aged. The folks who are in the so-called high risk. Yes, the 60.
Something that is also in the news, there are talks already about a vaccine passport. And I'm supposing this is for persons who intend to travel. And, you know, this is what will help you going through airports. So even though you may have some entertainers and some persons who are reserved, like myself, as it relates to taking the vaccine, I guess if we want to be a part of the world and not go up in the hills to chill, this is something that we will have to consider based on the direction and the way forward.
Yeah, and another thing too is that you don't want to hear that somebody is getting a vaccine twice, the same shot. So you really have to have some sort of documentation to say, I think that it's either fully vaccinated or something to say that you're fully vaccinated, meaning you take the 2 shots or you have been given 1 shot already. There has to be a marker of the kind of the shot, because it's going to be a lot of people, thousands and thousands of people, and, at different centers. So there has to be a record. Yeah, the passport makes sense. And of course, that's the way the world is going to be now. If you want to travel, you're going to have it, so...
But there are also still a lot of questions, though, as it relates to the COVID-19 vaccine. When you take the vaccine, is it a situation that you can no longer social distance yourself? You can not wear your mask. After taking the vaccine, what does it do? What is it protecting you against? What is the likelihood of becoming infected with the COVID-19 virus? How is the vaccine helping? Will you have to take a second vaccination, a second COVID-19 vaccination? Is it a situation where you have to be fully COVID-19 immunized, like your immunization card, like you have to be fully immunized? What will happen? What is it preventing us from? Because getting the vaccine now, still having to social distance, practice social distancing, still having to wear your mask, getting the vaccine and not being able to see your family and friends, it makes you wonder what is the real purpose of it.
There's a couple of things. One, there's some new guidance from the CDC saying that if people who are fully vaccinated, meaning they got both shots, in a small controlled environment, you can socialize, meaning not social distance and not wear a mask. So, but it has to be around a group of people who are known to be fully immunized
vaccinated
or vaccinated.
As well. Mm-hmm.
Of course, once you're going onto the crowd, they're also saying that you still have to do the protocols. You have to social distance. You have to wear your mask. Some of these vaccines, they work differently, but they prevent the main thing, which is keeping you out of the hospital and not dying. That's especially the Johnson & Johnson one is not the most effective one, but they're looking at the numbers in terms of severe disease and death. It provides protection up to 100% on that. The others are protected against spread more, which would be the Pfizer, the Moderna, the AstraZeneca, which is the one we are getting. So it is still important, and of course it's an evolving thing. We are learning about the mechanics of COVID as we go along, because it's still what we want to do is try to vaccinate as much people as possible before the variants try to come in and take over, because it has mutated a bit, and some of them are a little bit medicine or vaccine resistant. So, but it is better to take it than not. In terms of look at what has happened 1 year ago. I mean, I think this is the anniversary. That is the first
COVID-19 case
came here, and you can imagine 1 year later, you have over 2 million people dead across the world. Over 500,000 people dead in the United States in just 12 months. So I think I'd work with a vaccine versus take my chance, a pitch over outer road them. You just go and work with that still.
And we still have to say condolences to persons who have lost someone as a result of COVID-19. But I am still hesitant as it relates to taking the vaccine. I am still thinking that I can keep my immune system in tip-top shape. And, with exercise, eating right, ensuring that you get adequate rest, having your fluids, and,
And it is.
I do believe it on that.
I do believe it is a choice that somebody, if they don't really feel like taking it, you shouldn't be forced to. But you see, when you look at how the effects of this, and it's a pandemic, it's something that is really not normal. We don't get these things very often. Every 100 years or so, you'd hear of a pandemic happening. And people are dying. The thing that we also have to wonder about is that, we're just sending condolences to people who have lost someone. One of the hardest things is when you get stricken by this virus and you cannot even say your goodbyes to the person because the social distancing, and you have to stay, everything has to be done from a distance. That makes it even more difficult. So with all that I've seen, I think I'll take my chance with the vaccine still. That is just me.
Take it and tell me how it is.
But remember, you did have polio. Polio, when they licked on everybody, they had a vaccine. They had measles, they had a vaccine. They have flu.
I know, and
so.
If a lot of Jamaicans wish to talk the truth, a lot of persons will say that they're fully immunized. And what is that? It's getting a bunch of vaccines over the years, especially during your childhood coming up.
Yeah, and of course, efficacy is another thing too, because it's a new thing with this. This is a new condition, hence the name, novel. But the thing is, we don't know the efficacy of the vaccines, how long they last, and that is why there's a booster shot that is there. You take a shot now, and then you take another shot 2 weeks or so later. The Johnson & Johnson one seems to be the one that you take just one shot, but they still have to find out how long are you protected for and what are you protected from. But it's better to have something than nothing. That's just me, because when I see people dying the way they are, and people having,
you see it, and there are measures that you can put in place, because taking the vaccine is one thing, but taking it and still having to follow the protocols and operate as if you are not vaccinated. That in itself makes me want to ask a lot of questions, and because of that, I feel hesitant in putting my foot forward. And who knows? You may have persons taking the vaccine and think that, okay, so now I have taken the vaccine. What does that mean for the entertainment industry? It's very difficult not having a job or not being able to earn for an entire year. Now you have taken the vaccine. You may want to just go out and try to earn. And when they're going to say to you that you need to get a second vaccination, or you still have to follow the protocols as per usual, persons may become frustrated thinking that, okay, so what was the purpose of this first vaccine?
Well, I tell you this. It's novel, meaning it is new. And of course, I think it's also an abundance of caution that they're telling you these things, because they are still not quite sure about every single little part of this.
You brave, sir. You hear what you said?
No, well, in terms of how it's spread or not spread.
They are still not sure. I will understand the whole novel situation, but then your willingness, I commend you, sir.
Oh, no, right away. They can have it in a one juice. They can give it in a one inhaler. Me take it. Not a
you
problem.
Ready?
Me ready, man. Me ready. Make one.
Well, it's a discussion we're gonna have a little later on, just to look at the entertainment industry, what it means for them, and also to look at travel and just the fact that entertainers in general, the industry has been they have been hit hard, and a lot of entertainers, they have not worked for an entire year. What will happen now? So we'll have Clyde McKenzie joining us a little later on.
What we're gonna do? We're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back.
Tile Arcade, Seaview Drive, Lucy. Baton's granite countertops, porcelain, tin set, grout, doors, faucets, shower enclosures, glass blocks, and so much more. Call us 810-9069, WhatsApp 807-8840. The time by Tile Arcade is
8:45 p.m. All right, so we're back and we're running up and running. Boy, I tell you, this Corona discussion is going to be quite interesting. Because I'm hearing your thing, but I'm just no man. Me I take that. I'm ready. Like
what do you make of the Prince Harry Meghan Markle interview with Oprah Winfrey?
Well, I tell you the truth, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm getting excerpts of it, and most times in a monarchy like what is happening in England, you're going to have a little snootiness, a little brush off with certain things, and I don't want to go into too much details of it, but because I didn't get to watch all of the interview, but I know that there will always be that kind of infighting or their little things, especially when the traditional ways of the monarchy, the way it operates, are broken in terms of, he's marrying a lady, a different race, maybe, they call him a commoner or something like that. Princess Diana had the same kind of fight inside there, so I'm not surprised in terms of what was being said.
Well, just about every other response to Oprah's question was pretty much a bombshell and a hard hit, of course, to the royal family. So
yep, and I like the response that they put out. Very, very vague, but very smart. There may be a variances of how somebody remembers something, but remembering may be varied. But we'll handle this matter privately and so on. Quite tactful, quite diplomatic, but let us see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. Yeah.
Definitely. I think at this moment, let's find out what are the highs and lows on social media. So we have Tristan Wilson and Shanice Williams.
Here we go.
It's now time for social media highs and lows.
Girl, you know so what going on social media?
Yeah, girl, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
It's your social media highs and lows.
Like I every other day, them find something new for try. Them no mention my name, them no feel them not like.
This and every Wednesday, we've got the online buzz.
I'm Tris.
And I'm Shanice.
The Grammy Kid Coffee has landed yet another deal. This time is with Calvin Klein. The Grammy Kid broke the internet with a beautiful portrait of body positivity, body consciousness, and just pure fabulosity, complemented by a navy Calvin Klein denim jacket. She had the whole internet though in a frenzy, cause let's face it, them never see coffee so yet. Girl, it stay real good. In recent times, Coffee scored endorsement deals with Nike and Jordan and MasterCard. In last 2 years, she has been one of the most popular acts emerging from Jamaica with glowing endorsements.
So, girl, we can just imagine what's next for the Grammy Kid.
Right? We can just only imagine.
You know we go.
Also, international pop star Rihanna has once again showed love to the unruly boss. In a video gone viral on social media, Riri and her cousin are seen vibing to Popcorn Silence from his second album Forever, released in 2018. So a very special big up to Riri. She's always showing love to our culture. We appreciate that.
Alright, so let's jump right into the lows. So the whole of last week, especially since the officer was seen in a compromising position with a woman in the back of a car, we've been seeing incidents of government officials, namely police officers, having it out with civilians, verbally and physically. Right now, it's borderlining with knowing your rights and being outright disrespectful. There have been a few videos circulating of a man tussling with a police officer.
Mr. The man fling squatty in the side of the car, one big fling.
Girl, the man was literally overpowering the officer. Apparently, he was selling goods in an undesignated spot and was asked to leave. Now, he refused and so began the tussle. Near the end of the video though, we saw the police officer pulling his gun, but luckily for the man, he didn't fire. He was later arrested and charged. Now this man, Stephen Witter, cursing out some police officers at Helsha Beach. He made it clear that no boy can tell him nothing and that the lawmen need to leave and go tell the Prime Minister that he wants to meet with him so him can teach him how to run the country. Anyways, later he was confronted again. A tussle ensued and Brother Man was slapped with a bag of charges. You can check our social media pages for the details. Now, social media users had a mixture of reactions. Some said poor people fed up and thus their reactions. Some were saying civilians taking it too far now, but all me know, Squaddy them did real busy last week.
So from Coffee's new endorsement deal and Riri vibing to Popcorn,
to civilians versus the law,
who do you think took social media this week?
Well, that's for another conversation. Check it before you click it, because once you hit send, you may be a social media high or low.
And that's your social media highs and lows. Catch us next Wednesday for What's Buzzing.
I'm Shanice.
And I'm Tris.
Bye!
Yep, that is the highs and lows with Shanice Williams and Tristan Wilson. That's the highs and lows of social media. Thank you very much, ladies. And of course, Kishima and I were having quite a little debate about the COVID vaccines, and they've arrived in Jamaica. And will you be taking yours? Kishima says no. She's hesitant to take hers. She believes that she can just keep her immune system healthy, work out, eat right, and that she will have no issues. All right, so we're going to be talking to Clyde McKenzie. He's a music consultant. I call him the King of Prada. So we're going to say good night to you, Sir McKenzie. How are you, sir?
How are you, Bones?
How are you, Clyde? It's good to hear you, sir. How you doing, man?
I'm okay. I wouldn't be complaining at all.
Well, we have the vaccines in Jamaica now, in terms of, so we can start inoculating the population. What does this mean for the entertainment industry? What are your thoughts?
I think it really will mean that we might be getting to the end of that dark tunnel. I don't think we should start jumping up and rejoicing just yet.
Exactly.
But I think it's a very positive sign. The thing is, once there is the vaccination and people start feeling comfortable about going out, and then we can lift many of these restrictions, then I think that entertainment is going to return to normal. Of course, there is the issue of disposable income, because the economy has taken a hit, and many people have lost income. But the fact is, dependent on how things are moving in the United States, for example, there is a possibility that, maybe during the summer, or late summer, we could start seeing an influx of people from that direction, and therefore people who are planning events for the late summer, they could be in for a treat, because there is that pent-up demand. People want to get out. and once they get that opportunity with the security of the vaccination, I think you're going to see people getting up and getting out, And so I think what one of the things that we have to make sure of is I think some of the entertainment entities in Jamaica, particularly larger ones, they might be contemplating arranging to acquire their own vaccine in conjunction with the government in order to, first of all, increase the available supply of vaccines in the country. That's one. And would also make it available to their patrons. Now, that might be a good move because it would mean that more Jamaicans are being vaccinated.
Right.
And it would also mean that it would be less financial burden on the government. So the government might have to vaccinate fewer people because there might be those who are patrons who would pay to be vaccinated. So, all of those are positives, I think, in the long run.
Mr. McKenzie, we do have some entertainers who have, publicly expressed that they will not take the vaccine. Given the situation where the entertainment industry itself has taken a massive hit and no earning has been able to happen for an entire year, how would you advise those entertainers now, as a music consultant, who are of the impression that this is not something that they want to take, but given the situation, a vaccine is there, travel may be probable, a phased reopening of the entertainment sector is also likely. How would you advise those entertainers who are of that perception now, still?
To be honest, there's always going to be apprehension about things which go into your body. There are all these grand conspiracy theories about, what might be injected in your body when you are vaccinated. And therefore, one really should be allowed to determine, the course of action that he or she might want to take with regards to this pandemic. However, I do have a concern when entertainers might be trying to browbeat members of the public not to participate. I think that I find a little bit troubling, because it's your right to do what you want.
Yeah.
But I think you should not use the platform that you have to dissuade or discourage people from taking part in what is an important exercise. I for one, I'm not totally sanguine about being injected, but I also go about my business with the understanding that nothing in this world is risk-free.
Definitely.
I don't know where my food really comes from when I eat it in the days. A lot of us I have also seen the benefits of these things, you know, and what they have done. So I tend to not be very doctrinaire about, you know, how I see these things. Yes, we have to concede that, you know, there are people who are Machiavellian and evil and so on, but it will require a conspiracy on a scale that is, I mean, simply unimaginable to deal with you know, the kinds of things that people are imagining.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I mean, those of us who might not believe in taking the vaccines and so on and so forth should try and leave others to let them make their own decisions. That's
right.
what
I totally...
And I'm happy you said that, Clyde,
Yeah.
because Bone, sorry to cut you off, but it goes two ways. You know, like not try to force the belief on persons or try to convince them, but allow people the opportunity to choose.
Yes, you should give people that right to make a determination as to what thing
Right.
is. You know, because at the end of the day, you know, I'm one of those people. I don't believe that government gives us rights. I believe
hits somebody who is very close to them or hits them personally. And I think another thing that needs to happen is that the country overall and the world has to be armed with the right information about the COVID vaccine and COVID itself, because for a long time there was kind of a bit of a miscommunication. You know, one minute they say wear mask, another minute they're telling you that masks don't really protect you.
and that was because they were on the learning curve.
Yeah, on the new, yeah, the novel side of it. So,
it was not, and there was a lot of guesswork.
right.
And people were, and one of the important things that I always like to remind the protocols are adhering to them.
Yes.
That guarantees that you are not going to fall victim, but it certainly reduces the odds of your contracting the disease. And so people should understand, because you have some people, people take all the measures there and then still get it.
Yep.
No. The point is, if you follow the measures, the odds of your getting sick from it is greatly reduced.
Yes.
It is greatly reduced. And so you just need to bear that in mind. Nobody's saying that it is impossible if you wear a mask for you to get sick. But the odds of your getting sick, wear your mask, is 10, 100 times
better. You're right about that. And of course, we're also imploring our friend, the population actually, because of course, for the last few days, you realize that we have been getting record spikes. I mean, record numbers of infections. And a lot of that is because people are really not adhering to the protocols.
No, that's not the only reason. The reason for the spike, people are not talking. They're not saying that they have contracted the virus. People are afraid to come out and say that they are ill because there is a stigma out there, and nobody wants that. So a lot of persons may seem to keep it on the hush.
But there's also a record
And then
number.
you have-
But there's also a
go ahead.
record numbers of parties, events that are strictly prohibited, and a lot of the spread happens there where people are very closely together and they actually exchange the little droplets that come from, and they're not wearing masks. A lot of
But this is the thing. Do you realize that you'd have thought that people who might be averse to getting vaccinated would abide by the other protocols?
Exactly.
No, the people who do not want to be vaccinated are usually the people who are not abiding by the protocol.
There you go.
Not necessarily, Mr. McKenzie. That too is broad brushing. Because you don't really have any empirical evidence to support that. But that's for another conversation. But you cannot blame people for having reservations. You cannot blame people for wanting to ask questions. You cannot blame persons for asking, what will happen if I get the COVID-19 vaccine? Does it mean that I don't have to wear my mask? Does it mean that I don't have to maintain a social distance? You cannot blame people for being curious and wanting to ask these questions. It's okay to ask the questions. And I also take your point that we also have a responsibility not to sway people or encourage them not to take the vaccine and allow people to make their own decisions. I am totally for that as well.
Casino.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as I said, my thing is anecdotal. But I am saying that in a lot of instances, if you check the people who say that they are not wearing... I'm saying there's nothing wrong if you say you don't want to be vaccinated. But at least try and follow the protocol. But a lot of the people who are not following the protocols are the very same people who don't want to be vaccinated. A lot of them. And that's dangerous because, I mean, try and protect yourself one way or the other. You can't just leave yourself open, I mean, to say, well, I mean, it's not going to happen to me. I mean, I'm not going to...
Thank you, Mr.
Always
McKenzie.
great to have you, and of course, having your insight on these matters. You know, we have to go to the top of the intellectual scale to get people to tell us these things. You know, so Clyde, thank you very much, sir.
Have a good night, phone.
Yes.
All right, Kiva.
Yes,
All right, take it easy, Mr. McKenzie. Thank you as
big
usual.
up the Prada King. I call him the Prada King. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Clyde.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot once again.
You know, Mr. McKenzie did make some solid points as usual whenever we're having a conversation with him. And also, you know, people ultimately will do what they want, and we implore people to be responsible and, you know, do the right thing. Also, in the same breath, you can say to somebody who has not been able to earn for a year, they have bills, they have children, they have a family to feed, and debts are being piled up, and you're saying to them, stay home, do not go out because of COVID-19. At some point, they will have to go out because their family will have to eat.
Well, it's a balance.
It's a tough situation,
and
you and I can say it is a balance because thankfully we're still in a position where we're earning. Right throughout this pandemic, there are persons who have not been able to earn $1 for an entire year.
And there are also some people who have earned because of the pandemic.
Yes.
You know, you have a lot of people who have diversified their portfolio and didn't know that things could happen. You know, when I see somebody who didn't do anything, and of course, all of a sudden, masks and sanitizers are so urgent, and they've turned it into a business. So there are a lot of things that can happen.
Two ways to the coin.
Two ways to the coin. And there's one very upsetting thing, and I'm going to segue right into our next feature, is because me never get to watch the movie.
Are you serious?
I am cross.
Can I tell you?
You did.
You didn't miss much.
You know, so somebody else tell me that hurt me. You know what? Let us have a little check-in with Maisha Brody at the movies, and let us see if she have a review for you. Let us hear what's happening. So here is At the Movies with Maisha Brody.
Lights, camera, action. Hey movie lovers, welcome to At the Movies. I'm Maisha Brody. You love listening to the radio. I also know that you enjoy screen time, whether it's watching your favorite Netflix series or catching up on one of your favorite local films or plays. So stay tuned for the latest movie news. We have said it before, but we're saying it once again. Jamaica's film industry is still very much alive, and the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport has outlined plans to launch a media campaign about available assistance to the film and creative industry. Director of Entertainment in the ministry, Dania Beckford, made the revelation during the Big Pitch hosted by the Jamaica Film and Television Association, JAFTA, recently.
Through our collaboration with JAMPRO and the Film Commission, we continue to try to find ways to ensure that our filmmakers and others within the creative industry are able to benefit from fiscal incentives, of which you will hear a lot more about, because our team over by Entertainment is ready to kick off a robust publicity campaign about how filmmakers and other persons within the creative ecosystem are able to benefit from fiscal incentives as we go forward in trying to ensure that our community, in terms of the creative community, stays strong and stays motivated.
Director of Entertainment in the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Dania Beckford. The Big Pitch saw the awardees of the JAFTA Porter Screenwriting Fellowship, Mezan Ayoka Morrison and Tanya Batson Savage, pitching their polished pilot scripts and cultural stories, Watari Vale and Old Haig respectively, to LA-based manager and producer Scott Stoops of Good Fair Content. Both scripts could be developed into films. And here are 5 Jamaican films that you should add to your watch list. Number 1, Sweet Rind. Number 2, Smile Orange. Number 3, Roots Time. Number 4, The Harder They Come. And number 5, Rockers. I hope you enjoy them. That's a wrap. Join us next week for more exciting movie news. For At the Movies, I'm Maisha Brody.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Maisha.
Thanks a lot, Maisha Brody. That was the feature At the Movies. Now, guess what? It's now time for our music artist segment. And, you know, we kind of always have some this is a real variant, I tell you. We got a great music artist. His name is Gary Russell Wirtz, but they call him GRW. We call him Grow without the O. You understand? Because if you put O in there, you have Grow, but it's GRW. So we want to welcome GRW to the EBUZZ. GRW, how you doing, brother?
Welcome, GRW.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
We can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for having me on IRE FM. Is this DJ Bones, too?
This is DJ Bones right here, brother.
Oh, my God. I love you. I love you. You're the best.
Thank you,
yeah,
sir.
No, you played World Upside Down like right early on, and I really appreciate that.
No problem. No problem. GRW.
Tell us a little bit about your musical career, GRW.
Yeah, man.
How did you get started?
I've been a musician my whole life. You know, and I lived a lot of, you know, I've always loved to write and record and sing, and I play guitar, bass, drums, keyboard.
Wow.
I do all that stuff, so I can do a lot of cool, you know, recordings all by myself. And so I've put out, you know, over 10 albums of material under different names, but GRW, a lot of that, and I'm a producer as well. So I've just always loved to do it ever since I was a kid.
You know, GRW, you focus on a lot of genres, such as Western, rock, reggae. What musical style do you prefer?
Well, I would describe myself as primarily like a rock and roll, you know, guy with a little bit of country in there. You know, I am living in Nashville, Tennessee right now.
Oh.
So that's bound, it's bound to influence me. But, you know, the thing is that I just love, you can't put me in a box, you know?
Right.
I just like all kinds of music. And if it's good music, I like it. You know what I mean? So it's like, when I was a kid, I listened to Bob Marley, you know?
Right.
So, you know, because he was good songs with the message, you know what I mean? It was good stuff. So I love everything. I love it all.
Outside of Bob Marley, what is it about reggae music that actually draws you to the genre? What about the music that you love?
Well, I really love, first of all, I love Sugar Minott. You know, am I saying his name right?
No, it's Minott.
Minott.
Right.
Sugar Minott.
Right.
Yeah, no, I love him. I love what I really love is a lot of the dub stuff.
Right.
You know, where they're using the studio as an instrument to create new sonic landscapes, and they're really, it makes me feel a little funny too. So I
Right.
kind of
In terms of the love of reggae, so you have some inspirational people who had you getting into reggae. This collaboration with you and one of our legends, so that's Junior Reid. How did that come about? This tune that you have out called "The World's Upside Down," very, very fitting for what is happening today with the pandemic. But how did that connection happen with you and Junior Reid?
Well, I say my first sort of attempt or foray, or like my first reggae flavored song that I did with last year called Green Lights.
Yes.
And I recorded it with Junior Toots, who is the son of Toots Hibbert, who sadly passed away.
Yes.
And it was my first sort of, like I'm combining country music and hip hop and reggae and stuff like that. And so it kind of led me in the direction, because when I wrote World Upside Down, I started getting more involved in the reggae world, and I was working with a producer. I wasn't down in Jamaica, but a producer was down there working on the track with me.
Right.
And I just said to myself, I need to have this song needs to go to the next level.
Right.
And to me, who's the next level but Junior Reid? I mean, he's a living legend. He's like amazing. And I was very well aware of his work. And by chance, out of the blue, we got a phone call from a family friend, and they were able to connect us, with Junior, because we've become friends with several people in the reggae world, like higher people, So what happened? Junior got it, and he just immediately responded to the message of the song, and I think the melody, and he's very keen on melody,
Right, he is.
So, and but I think the message just really spoke to him, and he just jumped on it,
What inspired the track?
Well, obviously, everybody in the world, the entire world,
right,
is going through COVID-19, which is just completely rearranged everything. But, it's not just a song about how we're dealing with that. To me, it's also a song that's dealing with just our relationship as, human beings with Mother Earth, and how I feel like that's the real tension in the world today, which is that we're struggling with how we live with each other and how we live with our planet and that stuff. So I just wanted to put some sort of truth telling into a song. And even though doesn't offer any solutions necessarily, maybe Junior Reid offers a few solutions in there, but I'm just telling the truth. And I feel like that's the first step towards healing, Well,
definitely. Go ahead, Bones.
Well, I must tell you, GR, that the fusion with that kind of a sound with you and Junior is quite unique. It is a beautiful sound. It also has a little anthem sound to it. When I listen to the song, I'm really like, hey, because when I saw Junior Reid and I heard the song, and I was like, where you get this song from? And he says, Junior talk already, but me meet a little artist, GRW, Junior Reid, him talk already. And when I heard it, I was like, wow. So when I heard it, and I said, this is definitely a true message song. And I saw the video for it. So obviously, you had Junior Reid up in Nashville, because we see him up there.
Right. Well, that's, and before we continue, I just want to say that, a lot of this stuff that we're talking about, like Green Lights, that song, it's all available. There's an amazing video, like we're talking about video on YouTube. If you go to GRW Music on YouTube, you could see the Green Lights video, which shows where I live in Nashville, Tennessee on a ranch, a 50-acre ranch, which is beautiful. It's an organic farm. I live here with my family. And that's where Junior came. He actually came down to Nashville, and he recorded in my studio on my ranch, and we made a little video with the first part of the video, and we got him on a horse, and he loved it, You know, that's the natural.
Well,
you know,
So GRW, introduce this song to our listeners
Let
right
the
now.
world hear it, brother. We'll play it.
Introduce this collaboration with you and Junior Reid that was inspired by COVID-19.
Okay, well, this is World Upside Down with GRW and Junior Reid telling the truth and making your booty shake while it happens. Enjoy.
Love it. Here we go.
Bring back the good old days. Bring back the good old days. Bring back the good old days. Yeah, wow, yeah. All the clubs have been closed down. Old place in silence, you don't hear a sound. Long time no band don't come to town. It's make me wonder what's going down.
The world is turning upside down, and now the sky is underground. You try to make it turn out right, but now they say the day is night. They turn your smile into a frown. Oh, you're feeling lost and never found. Oh, everybody's hurting, the satellites are burning, and the world stopped turning around. Everybody's running 'cause Babylon is coming, and the music isn't making a sound. Stop running around. Stop running around. The world is turning upside down, and now the sky is underground. You try to make it turn out right, but now they say the day is night. They turn your smile into a frown. Oh, you're feeling lost and never found. Oh, everybody's hurting, the satellites are burning, and the world stopped turning around. Everybody's running 'cause Babylon is coming, and the music isn't making a sound. Stop running around. Stop running around.
All right, so that was JRW and Junior Reid. No, what's the next big thing that you're working on, JRW, that we can look out for? GRW.
Well, I'll tell you, Junior Reid and I are working on new material that is going to blow people away. Like, you know, it's going to really, really affect people. But let me tell you, personally, I'm working on a record called Marijuana Murder Ballads, which is, intense title, right?
It is,
but basically, it's a rock and roll, country blues, and, you know, psychedelic rock record all about, you know, depicting my life in the Emerald Triangle in California, where, you know, I lived for many, many years. And, you know, so it's more storytelling, you know, about, you know, true tales of crime and misadventure and stuff like that. And it's in a grand tradition. And so I'm very excited about that. And, you know, the thing is all I got to say is that if you really want to learn more about me, go to GRW Music on YouTube, GRW Music on YouTube, because all of the things that I've done and all the things I'm working on right now are there, and you can find it. I've done many things over the year, and they're all very interesting. Explore it.
Tell us a little bit about management for you and, of course, your social media handles. How can people get to GRW?
GRW, I would go to GRW Music on YouTube. That's an excellent way to see what's going on with me. I'm also on Instagram, GRW_music. You go there and see, you know, what I'm up to on a daily basis. I think the cool, wacky things that I'm up to, and the fun stuff that I'm doing on the farm with my family, and it's very interesting experience. You know, go to Spotify and listen to World Upside Down, and you're gonna see a couple of other songs. That's GRW on Spotify. And in terms of management, what's happening with me right now is that while I don't have a manager or anything specifically, but I am working with JR Productions.
Okay. Oh, that sounds good.
There, he is trying to lift me up to a higher level and show the world off to me, you know, show me off to the world. And I really appreciate it because it's a beautiful experience. So JR Productions.
We want to say thanks, GRW.
GRW, yeah, thank you.
And of course, we're going to be talking to Junior Reid up next too. So, you know, so we're going to get the other part of this whole thing. So we're really appreciative that you had time to talk to us. We wish you all the best. And we're looking out for more great collaborations with reggae artists and you doing reggae tracks yourself too. So we can play them right here on IRIE FM, yeah?
DJ Bones, thank you so much for having me, and keep playing the song World Upside Down. Thank you so much, man.
Enough love, enough respect, enough honor, and keep the music high. Enough love. See, sir? GRW.
That's our music artist, GRW. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
I think we have a break. When we come back, guess what? One Blood. Junior Reid in the building.
Don't move.
The time brought to you by IRIE FM is...
The time is 9:25.
Kaboom! Kaboom! IRIE! Them little fool there try copy them fish. Stop it!
The time brought to you by IRIE FM is...
Maybe we didn't hear it, so it's 9:25. If you didn't hear it the first time, you'll hear it again. Well, you know, we're getting straight into it. And, of course, I see the legend on the Zoom right there. We want to say...
One Blood.
That's it.
Yeah.
Buzzing.
Junior Reid, welcome. Always a pleasure to have you on, man.
Junior Reid, me love that setup you have there, then with the flags them in the back there, Regine. Wicked.
You know what I'm talking about.
You know what it is.
Money will I Marcus side. Our thing, you know thing go.
Yeah. Junior, we had the honor and we had the pleasure of talking to GRW a while ago. The collaboration with you and him is absolutely awesome. What is going on with Junior Reid? I'm assuming that is the latest project, but it sounds like you and JRW have a lot of things coming up in the pipeline.
Yeah, we have an album, an EP working on called Wicked City.
Yes.
You understand me? And it with Earl Upside Down and some other tracks. You understand me?
Yep.
Yeah, so the world can look out for that one. The Wicked City EP with Junior Reid and JRW. And I'm also, you know, I've been just doing a lot of work, you know, not lately, but you know, just doing a lot of work from that time till now. And right now, you know, just coming from the state and come back into Jamaica right now, you know, come release the World Upside Down.
Yeah.
And, you know, we also have a collaboration album called Junior Reid Collaboration, Motion 1.
Right.
And it's going to feature 12 artists on it, including Lil Wayne, Davies, Busta Rhyme, Ghostface Killer, GRW, Young GR and Breeze, Bag Alert with Junior Reid and Skrilla Boss and Cheddar Boss and Skrilla in a Bag Alert house party with Young GR and Breeze as well. And that album is coming soon. You understand me? So it's a lot of work we're doing right now. You understand? We're working out of the GR1 Dot studio. Yeah, because we know we relocate but the studio at 39B Eastwood Park Road at the One Dot building, where you find the Junior Reid Entertainment Center right now, the One Dot studio and the distribution and everything. And right now we just decided to take this here on a different level. You know what I'm saying?
Outside of GRW, do you have any other entertainers signed at the moment to JR Productions?
Yeah, we have artists that signed to GR Production, you know, such as Young GR, you understand me? And Junior Reid signed to GR Production as well. And, you know, that's about it right now. We have a young artist coming out, just signed, called Kimio. You understand me? And the world can look out for Kimio. It's going to be great. You know, she's from the state and she's great.
You know,
it's
going to be straight. All right, Junior, one of the things that I wanted to find out from you, there seems to be a very large demand for your voice to go on very big hooks. You have big collaborations, like the collaboration album you're talking about. Why is that? I mean, I've been around you and see people calling you, asking you that, you know, they want a verse from you or a line or a, you know.
Famous.
Yeah, you know. How did that, is that something that you created, that special niche for yourself, or is just people just start calling you for it? Because You have been
Well, people just like my voice and just like the works that Junior Reid perform over the years and the direction that I take in the music, that I stand for in the music. And, just my own style and my own creativeness and just how I do my thing, them just love it, because we just do it real. And if you notice, Junior Reid is a man most of my song is original because Junior Reid is one of the artists that never bust on the studio one rhythm or none of those rhythm. I come out on my own rhythm. Like One Blood, I produce One Blood rhythm, Banana Boat Man, Listen to the Voices, Mashing Up the Earth, All Fruits Ripe, The Jet, the Living Legend album, whole thing produced by Junior Reid for GR Production, and the Jet album, producer for GR Production, which that Jet album included man like Bounty Killer, IRT, Water Blood, Andrew Blood, Jojo Blood, Young GR, and the whole works. You understand me? KB, a whole heap of artists upon it. You understand me? And Blizzard Eye, you name it. You understand me? So, yeah. And as I was saying that, the people just love Junior Reid style, because even when I produce a next artist, it's different, When I produce myself, same way, it's just different. You understand me?
Talk to us a little bit about being Rastafarian and also COVID-19 vaccines coming in and how it will affect the world. Are you willing or would you take this vaccine if it's available or it is something that you're not?
No vaccine for Junior Reid right now. You understand me? No vaccine. Let me tell you something. The madman don't wash him hand. I'm going to say him have COVID. And the madman don't wear no mask. I'm going to say him have no COVID. I'm not telling nobody don't wear no mask. I watch. I just look up and that's my opinion. You understand me?
Right.
And the next thing again, you see, with the COVID right now, more time, you see, it never too rough, no matter how the time rough, you have to just get rougher. No matter the time tough, you have to tougher. It hard, you have to get harder. Because right now, we have to just give thanks, so we're living in this time that we can experience all of these things. Because if a lot of people who pass away should come back today and tell them that, or you could have access and link to tell them what is going on the earth right now, they wouldn't believe. So right now, the greatest thing is to live and see. You understand me? Yeah.
Live performances. How have you adjusted?
Yeah. Well, right now we just stay in the studio right now and just work because tour may stop for a while, but music don't stop. Music still streaming and downloading, and so from you have good music, for give the fans soda them in this time and keep them right. They will support you because you're still working. So by your work you get paid. You understand me? And you see, with this COVID thing, you find out. So you see, but before COVID, a lot of artists, you understand me? Every day, them busy, but them busy, why? Because of the because the music thing I run on that friend thing, so because of friend and link with link and this and that and the company we you sign with and all of these things. So you find out, say, them always are moving and do some little thing, but since COVID coming out, you're not even say move, but relevant and on the scene. A lot of them don't relevant because they never really have no song to sing for the people. They're never gonna wear those links and make it go on friend. You understand me? So right now, this time I show now the real talent and what the real talent and who. You understand me? Yeah, because even in this COVID time, they've still sent for Junior Reid in Atlanta. We do show in Atlanta. I will still make moves. You understand me? So we know so well. There's a demand out there for good artists at all times. So all you have to do is be good music and just taste and just know so well. Away from your links where you have, just make sure you have good work to with you for back up your links. That means so when you have movie, you can work. And you understand me?
Yeah. One of the things that I've always wanted to find out from you, being signed to a label, it can be a major label, and owning your own production, because sometimes the label themselves that you're assigned to will actually disperse a lot of funding for promotion and so on for you.
Right.
And then also you have your own label, and you've always been an entrepreneurial person from I've known you. You've always either had your studio, your label, your businesses and so on.
Right.
Give us the advantage of your own production versus the label, the safety of a big label. That you probably wouldn't have to worry about much things. They provide things for you, but then you say, no, I'm working on the path of having my own label, my own production house. Give us the advantage between the two.
Well, I have experience in record label before, like Big Life, some company that assigned me, you understand me?
Mm-hmm.
And they go to Universal and all of these things. Well, the thing where I experience it with certain big label now, so you have to make sure, you have control over the budget, how they spend on them little thing, because sometimes, they will spend, like say, 2-3 million or $1 million. Because the last company tell me they spend $1 million on me, and I don't see $1 million spent on me. So I would, and it's really me blow up myself. You understand me? As Junior Reid, and them take me from there. But sometimes company tend to say they spend this because they want to reduce it back from your royalty, and by the end of the day, you don't get any royalties and stuff like that. Right? So when you're with a big label, you have to make sure you're under control where you know so well. All right, yeah. Because what the company will do too, sometimes the same place where them say, the same video where them saying if you want to have a different name from the company, but I feel them video company. Yeah, sometimes I feel them airline, sometimes a dear studio, sometimes everything that dear limousine and all of them. So you're just a customer for them, and so we don't want to be like that. We just want to know. So we don't mind being a customer for them, but we just want it spent right and everything. So you have to have control of how the spending go on, so you know. All right, the next thing again, when you're with a company, you have to sit down and wait, because a lot of reggae artists sit down right now waiting on VP, and the album now get released till VP say release. When you have your own label, you can release when you want to release. You understand me? You have the freedom of them things. So, that's why, I stick to my label. There was a time I used to go to a lot of producers and say, yo, I have some bad song in a rave, and I say, all right, yeah, me. I have some rhythm figure, just check them, I go run them off. I go back and check him. But if I don't run them off, but check them back, I check him again and run them off. So I find out, say, I lose time and everything. So we just start, use my own money, go in the studio, book my studio time, produce my song, press it up, do my own video, and spend to promote it, and take it to a level that's other big company like Universal Record, Big Life Record, Interscope, all of these companies, Def Jam, Atlantic, all of these companies want to talk to me. So it lead the One Blood now take off from GR Production, then it reached to Big Life Record, Big Life Records, then Big Life Records take it to Universal, and then it's keep moving. And you understand me? And right now, GR Production is a company that do business with company like Def Jam, Universal, Interscope, all these record companies. You understand me? A lot of record companies, just to name a few. And it's good to know you have a local company as GR Records, and GR Records produce artists like Little Wayne, because I got a Little Wayne on my album produced by me for GR Production called Ghetto Youth Rap. And we have a song with Davies on this album called Emotion 1, with Davies and Junior Reid. And Davies is the artist who signed to Def Jam as well.
Wow.
And also have Empire Record as well, interested in this album as well. And I also have Empire artists on the album, such as Busta Rhymes and Ghostface Killer from the Wu-Tang Clan with a song named It's About to Go Down. It's crazy, You understand? I was in the state the other day, and I just every day I have to be just moving. It's like when I'm in Jamaica, it's like I'm on holiday, like I'm just schooling out, because when I'm in the state, I'm so busy.
Right.
Junior Reid, listening to you talk, you've dropped so much knowledge, and as you mentioned, royalties. What can you tell members within the entertainment industry, especially upcoming entertainers, as it relates to what they should try to understand about the business of music?
Well, what the main thing that you understand about the business of music right now is to own your master and to write song. That means you can get publishing, because if you don't write, you're not going to get any publishing. You understand me?
Right.
And the next thing again, they must understand, say, is the work before money. Don't just praying about the money and you're not thinking about the work, because by your work you shall get paid. You understand me? And sometimes there was a time when I was just coming to, when I sing a song and like sing my first song and they play on the radio. When I go into my community, everybody in the community starts saying, "You're rich now," because they just play the song on the radio. But that was just played, was playing on the radio and getting promotion. But people just think, say, well, from the song playing on the radio, you're getting money. Yeah, you may get performing rights and them thing, but those money don't come right away.
Right.
You understand me? And you know, they will start the station, and then if you don't know what you do now, if you don't know the business, then you go to the producer and want to argue with him for money before time. Arguing for money when there's no money because the song don't really release it. It's just promoting.
Right.
You know, leading up to the release date and so. You understand me? So all of them things they have to know. And you have to be on time. If somebody say, come meet me 8 o'clock, for 8 o'clock, try reach there at least 7:30 or 7 o'clock. Because by reaching early, you can get opportunity. Maybe you just go for one interview, but you reach early, get 2 or 3 interviews.
Definitely.
The views, you understand?
Clarity in which you have explained a lot of those things, because a lot of times we've had people on, but explain it, talk to us a little bit about publishing and royalty. They give you a broad view, but I think I like the way you've explained it in terms of the intricate details of it, in terms of the writing, its publishing, and and you see when you were talking about dealing with the big records, and you changed your status with them, because you're no longer dealing with them as a customer, you're dealing with them as another label, from one label to another label.
I know something.
Yeah.
For the starting of 2021, right now, we start off good because you can check it out. You have a artist called Busy Bank, have a new track named Bandemic. They just sample One Blood for Bandemic, and it's mashing up the state right now. It's one of the artists in the club right now in the state. And also late last year, Busta Rhyme, artist prior, did back One Blood called Close Casket. They remix it. And then you have a guy named Faroko with a song named Frego, some Spanish guy, big Spanish guy. One. So right now, Malaya have a lot of case working on right now with One Blood. And one of the guys, yesterday I get a next email, a guy where I do techno music, big guy from in Europe. They just sample back One Blood again. So right now, and that is GR production, you understand me? So when you have your thing like that, and there's so much thing for talk, but we can't even talk about certain guys. So right now we have so much information and so much thing towards the music for the people in no way. It's gonna take, we don't have enough time to talk right now, you understand?
One Blood, like Bones mentioned earlier, right, in the reasoning, is that
yeah, because you see the new sound of today now, they need to get back to the drawing board and get back to the foundation. Don't leave the phone and just show respect to the foundation and don't diss the foundation. If you diss the foundation, the building going to drop down. You have to make sure you dig a deep foundation and make sure everything firm. So when you lay your block and build up on them thing, your thing strong on them thing there. You understand why the people overseas attract to our stuff like from back then? Is because of the production. GR production, if you listen to how we produce and how it's just because of the production or how you produce and how you write. You understand me? So it's all about in the writing and in the production. You understand me? Why these people attract to my works. You understand? Because Little Wayne sample back Rubber Pam Pam and them sample Foreign Mind, them all kind of thing, them sample Banana Boatman, them One Blood sample more than 5, 7 times. We can call out 7 times where One Blood sample. And even you see, we even are working on this case with Ariana Grande because the song that she did name Been There All Day, Been There All Night. I don't wanna be from side to side. That's One Blood bass line. So you have to talk to GR production the same way, you understand me?
Right.
If you check it out, side to side is One Blood bass line.
On that track also.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj was on it as well.
One Blood.
So you have a lot of cases working on One
you
Blood.
mean,
a lot of cases.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. My lawyer is busy right now.
You know, one of the things that I think that needs to be noted, One Blood, is that I think the reason they draw for your music and the music of that era is that you have songs that are popular and you have songs that are hits or timeless.
Right. And you know something again, Bones, I don't cut you.
Yes.
One Blood is a song that's responsible for the unity amongst the Crips and the Blood in America. Because before I go into America, the Crips and the Blood used to kill them one another. And right now, I have Game and Snoop Dogg on the same track, the One Blood remix with the Crips and the Bloods on the same track with about nearly 30 artists on it. And all of them is Crips and Blood and them linking as one. And you do have no more rival against the youth them again because Junior Reid stepping at the place and say One Blood. And if from One Blood committed unite PNP and labor right in Jamaica and them little thing there. So. You understand me? And when I was singing One Blood, I did heard about the group, the group called themselves Crips and Bloods in America. So I just sing and say we One Blood. Yeah.
With you alone.
Yeah,
just you alone a whole hour and a half. Junior,
Right,
I want to tell you
the next thing I want to tell you, Kashima and Bones, you want to tell you, say,
yes.
You see right now, if you notice, the corona no kill a Rasta right now, you know.
True.
So them for just eat or Rasta eat and keep them immune system high. You understand me?
Yes, she's been saying
Until now, I don't hear them announce a Rasta dead from coronavirus.
Yes.
Because of the food they eat, because right now, food war going right now. Food that kill people more than gun right now.
Yep.
And at that time, you go to the cemetery and you see some people, they say it's natural cause. Natural cause, but them dead by the seasoning where them eat and the food, the thing where them eat and all of these things.
Yes.
Them all kind of thing.
Processed food.
Yeah, the processed food that kill off the people then. And then, you know, you gotta see 10 man we get 10 case where you know say it cost by the gun and then we got thing there. But why they make it so big and make a big to shoot and the gun and the rare and everything. And yet them so they must say it's not natural, but they say the natural cause they must say it's even danger than the one and the natural.
Right.
You understand me? So we have to know where eat right, eat like Rasta. You understand me? And just
well, I love my Rasta food still enough, straight. So Junior, thank you so much again, my brother.
Thank you so much, One Blood. Big up.
It's a pleasure, man. And just make the people them know so we will provide a entertainment center where artists can come do the live show.
Yeah.
You know, the streaming show up by One Dot building at 39B Eastwood Park. We have the studio there. We have the distribution to distribute the artists them as well. And a lot more in the making.
Always. One Blood, the true businessman.
Yeah, and give thanks to the support of IRFM and give thanks to DJ Bones, Kashim and all the staff member of IRFM who, you know, supported, giving us this big support behind this track, World Upside Down and everything. And just feel of very spread right now. And all the disc jockey in the country and different stations, whatever. You understand me? And just feel of One Blood and big up GRW, big up the whole of GR crew, big up Kimmy, Ethan, big up Christopher Merritt, the man behind the music. Christopher Merritt is a guy, the man, not guy. Christopher Merritt is a musician who play the bass line behind One Blood, and he also play World Upside Down and all them things. You understand me? He's GR production musician. You understand me? We work together as a family. So we have a team working with right now. It's, you know, it's crazy.
Junior Reid.
Wow.
Legend. Respect my brother.
Bless it.
Enough love. Junior One Blood Reid. Always, I tell you, live inside.
Always a pleasure having One
I make them follow Junior Reid, that's real Junior Reid on Instagram. You understand?
Junior Reid.
And yeah, real Junior Reid, Facebook and all of them things. They can even on the social media. We don't see the dinosaur thing and we have to get yourself advanced in the youth them thing. Real Junior Reid.
Yeah. Big up Junior Reid. All right, thank you very much, Junior Reid, for having a nice conversation, always with a lot of information to disseminate to the people. And of course, you know what, Kishima, we're going to go to one of our features, Fashion Forward. And of course, this is a feature featuring Shamar Preston and DJ Lollipop.
Catch him on side. Good thing.
It's Fashion Forward, a weekly look into what's popping,
what's hot and what's not,
hip and trendy. It's the space for all things fashion. This week we look at the latest in nail trends. As we transition from one season to the next, winter to spring, so should our choices in nail art and nail colors. Instead of reaching for the usual red nail polish, let's shake things up a bit. And feel free to give that French manicure a rest in favor of one of our suggestions. Firstly, find a color that captures your vibe and style. It will more than likely be your go-to color for the season. Bright, bold colors are reigning supreme. So show off your bold side by opting for a bright color. Try yellow, burnt orange, blue, purple.
Yeah, well, I'm in favor of all those colors. I like see the nice nails on ladies. Nice looking nails, you know?
Alright, and by the way, the shape of your nails are crucial. Choose a nail shape that complements your fingers and the length that you can work with.
Yeah, that is true. Because sometimes I just think females overdo it with the length. Like some excessive long nails. Like, how them cook with that?
And the truth,
peel banana and them something there.
And the truth is, a lot of times them can't manage it. Remember, nobody wants a blotchy coverage or a color that chips by day 2. Try getting a matte polish or a gel. Better yet, try a full set color acrylic. This choice saves time and money because once the acrylic set is on, you can literally leave the salon.
Alright, so what I want to know, how long that take for finish?
Well, a set can take maybe 20 to 30 minutes.
Interesting. So the other day when she tell me say she had do her nails and take the whole day. Okay.
Let's move on. For the outgoing girl or woman, you can surely add spunk to your nails by using sprinkles, stickers, or 3D designs. Now, if you are more on the conservative or reserved side, you can never go wrong with nude colors. Nude nails go well with any outfit and complements your skin tone. Nude colors will also hide your set at the office or for those jobs that are more conservative.
I say nude colors, like explain, like nude?
The paler colors that look natural like your fingers.
I like to see the bright colors. Yeah.
All right, well, there you have it. Now for the men, we haven't forgotten about you.
Men do nails too?
Yeah, definitely. What? A simple pedi or mani screams sexy and will do you justice. Also, women do appreciate it. After all, we love when you go all out to remain attractive for us.
Oh, so you talk.
And we always see you doing your nails.
Yeah, I always do my hand shawl, my foot shawl, and my face shawl.
There you go. Keep it sexy like lollipop. That's it for Fashion Forward this week. I'm Shamara.
And I'm DJ Lollipop, the party fanatic.
See you next week.
Wow, thank you very much. That was Fashion Forward.
Thank you so much, Shamara Preston and DJ Lollipop for Fashion Forward.
Hand shall, foot shall, and face shall. All right.
No.
Right, Lollipop, no easy, you know. All right, so we ready again?
We're ready again. I think we this week we definitely can give our listeners an opportunity to interact. But let's go to our dancehall feature.
I think before we do that, we have a time signal. We're going to take it and come
back. All right,
back.
let's take that first.
For phones, televisions, GPS tracking, chargers, game controllers, software upgrade, and CCT security camera installation. Visit us in Montego Bay or call us at 630-3532 or 971-6227. Android Market Sales and Services. Innovation comes from all directions.
The time is?
It is 9 minutes to 10 in the PM.
Hey, yo! It's Bounty Killer in the building, checking out
the #1 station.
The time brought to you by IRI FM is...
Oh boy, it is 9 minutes to 10. We'll make sure so
on the double right there, on the double. All right, so we're gonna go to our IRI FM dancehall charts recap with DJ Brian and Courtney Mack.
This is the Guinness Dancehall Top 10 Countdown.
I wonder is who really run dancehall. Who really have the number?
All the youths them want.
Who run dancehall?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah!
So it's about that time. Coming in at number 10 for this week was Governor, a song called Pop. Number 9 was Massacre, I Wish. Number 8 was Intense, Money Enough. Number 7 was Dexter Daps, Wi-Fi. Number 6 was Skilly Bang, Tommy Lee, of course, a song called Bin Laden. Number 5 was Skilly Bang, Hot. Number 4 was Not Perfect by Mavado. Number 3 was Popcorn, Massacre, Tommy Lee, Under Dirt. Number 2 was Power Struggles by TG and Tommy Lee. I wonder if them ready for the number 1 song for this week. The number 1 song for this week, all the way out of Spanish Town Prison. What it is, RFM Dancehall Top 10 Countdown. We present to you for the second week in a row, number 1, Moonwalk, Vice Cartel and Squash.
Kita should ride it off. Kita should ride it off. Kita should ride it off. in her mouth and her pat up. Them gyal have to sit me all with me a jail lock up. Say the boy nah used to smoke too much tobacco. Say sitting back up, can't breathe. So she lazy, she ride on the long. Yeah, she take the pain. And every time when the smoke her, she call out me name. She don't want you back, man.
All right, cool, man. Number one once again for another week. You know what I mean? The second week around. Big up to Atomic Records. You don't know what them produced that one, yeah?
Big song, a big song. The Guinness Top 10 charts is where it happens. Only big songs make this chart.
Dancehall can't stand. Dancehall, I mean everything.
All right, and of course, that was the dance hall chart recap with DJ Brian and Courtney Mack. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what?
All right, so now we're going to open the phone lines and give our listeners an opportunity to interact. I think we have some 6 or so minutes.
Yeah, we'll see if we can take 1 or 2 calls. Numbers to call are 974-5051,
974-5043,
974-5079, or 618-0352. Call us. Tell us if you're going to take the vaccine. We want to know you're going to take the vaccine. Let us know. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good question. Definitely.
Yeah, because the vaccine is here. It's available. And of course, big up my brethren, Pablo from out of Florida. He just sent me a message to say he got his shot today.
Oh, okay.
1 of 2.
We mentioned Bunny Wailer's children at the start of the show.
Yes.
And earlier today, through their lawyer, Bert Samuels, Bunny Wailer's children disclosed that they would like privacy as they mourn their dad. Through a press release, the children stated that they are still searching for their stepmother, Jean Watts, more popularly known as Sister Jean, and are requesting the support of the public as they continue their search for her.
All right, we have a caller online. Buzz through caller, welcome. You're live.
DJ One.
Blessed.
Sashi, my Francis.
Wagwan.
Big up yourself, you know, man.
What you mean?
Big up.
You ready for the COVID vaccine, sir? You gonna take your vaccine now?
Not right now. I'm not in this about yet.
You know?
I'm not in this batch yet.
Oh, you don't say you're in the batch. You're gonna find out if you're in the batch. You're what? You're frontline worker.
We up in our hillside, you know. So I know where it ship come yesterday.
Yeah, and but you probably not got no COVID up in the hills then either. But are you?
I got take it, but I don't know. I have to see that CG and bro to take it. Sister them a function and some other young one, you know.
Yeah, them take it already. Yeah, so. Well, let us see how this works. So, if it seems as if it's working properly, then you'll probably take it, right?
Yeah, after I see if people them a function right after them take the second dose, me consider.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Froggy from out of Brownstone, Orange, represent the upper class.
Yeah,
all right, big up Brownstone. Big up yourself, Froggy. Always tuned in and always touching base with us.
So quick condolences to my family, because my mother passed on here.
Oh, condolences,
Froggy.
Froggy.
Condolences, Froggy. Sorry to hear.
So I want to give thanks to all who helped her out throughout the 14 years. Yeah, back to thing on them.
You're breaking up, Froggy. You're breaking up. You're breaking up. You say you want to thank the people. We want to make sure everybody hears what you're saying. So you said you want to thank the people who were helping her over the 14 years?
Yeah, from the doctor to the nurses to the porter to all your part here. Then I big up myself, Sharon. I done over everything. They moved it.
All right.
All right, Froggy. Sorry for your loss, and continue to stay strong.
Yeah, and I wanna say condolences to the James family over there in Maryland, Hanover. Big up Nicholas James on the passing of his dad, Sharon James, in Hanover, passed over the weekend. They had a funeral over the weekend, or the online funeral over the weekend. So big up Nicholas, yeah? All right, I wonder if we can take another call or two. We'll see what's going to be happening.
I think we may be able to take another one.
One last one, because it's about 2 minutes. If not, then we're going to just wrap it. But let us call us, 974-5051. We got a call.
Buzz through caller, you live.
Welcome.
Yeah, man. Blaze it, make it burn it, Kishima.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Shaka.
Philadelphia.
DJ boy.
Where's the man? Bless up.
Yeah, man.
Whoa! Hey, me I gonna start big up Janet more than you know.
Yeah, man.
Me gonna big up Empress Janet, wherever Janet there. Janet, big up yourself.
Yeah, man. She deserve it, man.
Of course. Hey, Shaka Warrior.
Warrior.
You're going to take the vaccine?
Yeah, man. We have to work with the system, you know.
Yeah, all right. Well, it's a choice, you know. Yeah. So people are saying they're not. Some people now want to take it, but we're just asking if you want to take it still.
Well, to me, like when you fool him in the station, that's what I say.
Well, I'm not easy, you know.
I want to be still not DJ Bone.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if when you take case, you have to wear no mask or whatsoever. That's what I say.
Well, you might have
Those are valid questions.
Right.
Yeah, because if I get vaccine, that means that it's supposed to protect me from certain things. That's what I say.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, but right now, I want to eat good and drink good. That's what I say.
All right, Shaka.
Walk good and talk good. Whoa!
Whoa!
Bless up the whole of Brownstone. Bless up my daughter, Shamaya. That's what I say. Empress Janet. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right, big up yourself, Shaka Warrior.
Bless up yourself. Here, sir. Enough love and respect.
Man, the whole IRFM, daddy.
All right, sir. Enough love. Here.
All right, give thanks.
Yeah, man, blaze it. Philadelphia Center. And you don't know Miros Box. Orange Hill. Whoa!
And big up
blaze it, no, man.
Big up Prento. What you mean?
Always, man.
Always. Enough
Big up
love.
to Shaka Warrior from Philadelphia Center and always got it locked to the 107.
Whoa! Blaze it.
We literally have a minute to go, Bones.
Yes.
So, want to say a big thank you, of course, to
our producer,
Sandrika Masters.
Our technical operator, which would be DJ Lollipop, studio engineer Nicholas Francis, telephone
Our
operator.
telephone operator, Jody Ann Dawkins.
And of course, our social media specialist, Peter Broadbent. Yes, sir.
That's our time. Thank you so much for joining us. You can catch us next week, same place, same time. I'm Kishima Francis.
And I'm DJ Bones. Join us next week for another exciting edition of the EBUZZ. Muta Baruka is up next with the cutting edge.
Edge.
Yes, Rasta.